Welcome to our group project. We are Group 5. Our members are April Derick, Beatrice Canales, Christine Evans, Julie Monsivias, and Kendra Harrell. Thank you for joining us today for the University of Texas at San Antonio's proposal for the Library Intercultural Program at the John Peace Library.
The University of Texas at San Antonio, UTSA, serves almost 29,000 students, 4 to 6% of which are international students. UTSA's mission includes the assertion that UTSA embraces multicultural traditions and serves as a center for intellectual and creative resources, as well as a catalyst for socioeconomic development and the commercialization of intellectual property for Texas, the nation, and the world. One of the best ways to connect with international ideas and communities is to encourage international students to connect at UTSA. There are existing programs at UTSA to help international students, but none that are library-focused. A 2005 study at San Jose State University found that their international student population was mostly familiar with libraries and computers, but lacked experience with synchronous online communication, encountered language barriers when using the library, and wanted more resources in their native languages. A 2016 study done in Ireland observed that international students may often lack experience with independent research, professional jargon, and cultural norms. The John Peace Library is ready to proactively tackle these issues and develop programs and policies that will directly impact the quality of the international student experience at UTSA. The university already has library resources available to international students, but they are not necessarily the right ones and are not being utilized to their fullest extent. The UTSA libraries would like to build upon the university's foundation of support by offering new adaptive technology and programs for English language learners at our main location, the John Peace Library. Through the use of innovative software, international students that struggle with academic language literacy will be able to self-guide and self-pace their progress with the library staff as a support system. The library proposes adding new software to the computers in the lab that has more tools built in that will help students with one-click word definitions and screen reading capabilities. Alongside this proposed software purchase, the library would like to assign a stipend to a current librarian, the Student Engagement and Information Commons Librarian, to take on the role of International Student Liaison Librarian, in addition to current duties. This librarian would instruct classroom sessions on how to use the software, work with the Office of ESL Services to coordinate planning, and work with faculty to customize student success. To assist when needed, the Head of Access Services will also become the Assistant International Student Liaison Librarian, and work at the direction of the International Student Liaison Librarian. The International Student Liaison Librarian would be tasked with project management for this initiative, the Library Intercultural Program, or LIP. Among other duties, this role will be responsible for accomplishing an expansion of the library's foreign language holdings, managing Skype home events to ease stress on the students, and student partnering events, tentatively titled Breaking Barriers. These activities will enable international students to interact with the library, library staff, their home, and local students to enable them to see the library as a safe and familiar environment. The students that attend the partnering events will also be included in a Blackboard organization that will enable them to interact asynchronously online to develop online communication skills. Additionally, they will have access to special Blackboard Collaborate sessions with librarians for informal library FAQs and Q&As for practice with synchronous online communication. To make sure that these events and resources run smoothly, a staff training plan will be included in the library's initiative to give the staff the toolkit they need to assist with the new programs and better coordinate international students with resources. Along with staff members already in place to help carry out this plan, various information and communication technology is already in place in the John Peace Library to scaffold our proposal. The library already supplies laptops, headphones, USB mice, memory card readers, various cables and adapters, calculators, portable whiteboards and supplies, eye clickers, video cameras and accessories, VCR, DVD, Blu-ray players, digital projectors, boomboxes, voice recorders, microphone headsets, e-readers, adaptive technology like large format keyboards, and trackball mice. All of these items are for student use and have some limits on checkout times and range. In our SWOT analysis, we found our strengths lay in our skilled, plentiful staff, the library's solid ICT platform, and collaboration with established international student organizations and offices. Some of our weaknesses to address are language gaps in outreach, convincing faculty to be involved, student apathy, and our lack of diversity in our literature collection. The opportunities we have include involving the international students in the local community, connecting students to their home and families, and expanding UT consortia connections. Threats include the digital divide, limited funding, and the stressful political climate that foreign students face.
For fall 2017, the goal of the John Peace Library at the University of San Antonio is to reach out and help acclimatize the university's international student body. This strategic goal was based on a needs assessment survey distributed in fall 2016 to over 1,300 faculty and 1,100 enrolled international students. The UTSA Library distributed the surveys via UTSA Office of ESL Services and Office of International Programs mailing lists to widen the response opportunities in the university. The UTSA Library also utilized its social media outlets, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, to ensure more responses from international students. The international student body at UTSA is part of a growing number of foreign-born students enrolling into American colleges and universities. International students' places of origin and enrollment levels, both undergraduate and graduate, paint a picture for the library as a resource for future program planning. The makeup of international student populations around the world showed over 400,000 undergraduates and almost 400,000 graduates enrolled in higher education. The top 4 places of origin are China, India, Saudi Arabia, and South Korea. The most common fields of study among international students appear to be engineering and business management. Texas hosts the 3rd largest population of international students in the U.S. at 82,184 students in total. The first step in our process started with analyzing faculty and student survey data. The student survey results indicated a 68% interest in more intercultural comprehensive activities in student programming for international students. 93% of students requested lessons in basic research skills, reflecting a lack of self-confidence in these abilities and that they, quote, lacked participation in class activities, lacked confidence in their language and communication abilities, end quote. Faculty responses to the survey question, how do you utilize the library with your international student needs? Gave numerous faculty-student situations, quote, relating to language and cultural barriers, end quote. But only 23% of faculty utilized the library for borrowing materials. These startling results indicate that there is not enough demand for faculty to borrow from their collection. Yet a need exists for multilingual reading material for students at the library. These results suggest that the library should allocate funds toward bilingual collections for international student users. Based on the survey result analysis, the UTSA library team will address both the international student language and cultural barriers and the faculty pedagogical needs. The UTSA Library Intercultural Program will service international students with an innovative program designed to address the unmet needs revealed by our survey results.
The project plan for the Library Intercultural Program begins with 2 main goals: to increase international student success rate and to put the international student license in place by spring 2017 for a program launch date of fall 2018. Our objective consists of collaborating with faculty and international students helping international students succeed in their courses, provides Skype home events to improve international students' morale, integrate screen reading assistive technology that helps international students with academic reading skills, and cross-training 15 staff members to work better with international students. Some of the activities we have planned are baking barriers, events where international students can interact with local students and library staff, creating marketing material to spread the word about upcoming library intercultural program events, and Skype workshops. We will evaluate the progress by collaborating with faculty and students via survey, and monitoring usage reports and event attendance.
To support this new program, the John Peace Library will initiate implementation and training in the fall of 2017 when funding is released, and continue through summer of 2018 and through the program's launch in fall of 2018. This staff and training plan establishes the procedures to develop, implement, and maintain the program's international student activities in the library. The training will focus on supporting students in language learning and comprehension by using literacy computer software, using Skype software so students can keep in contact with their friends and family at home, and getting international students involved in Breaking Barriers, a peer-to-peer mentoring program that pairs an international student with an American student to help acclimate the international student to the American campus life and build their self-esteem. The role of the project manager and library intercultural program liaison will be assumed by the current student engagement and information commons librarian. This position will oversee, manage, and maintain the library intercultural program project implementation. This position will also act as a liaison between the college faculty and the library to establish communications regarding any required materials needed for the international students in their coursework. The project manager will meet with the campus instructors at the beginning of each semester to learn what materials, if any, will be needed in the library for the coming semester. The role of the assistant project manager will be assumed by the current head of access services. Library service assistants will be cross-trained to support new programs.
The proposed budget for the Library Intercultural Program Year 1 is $30,000. This total would come from different sources: state funding, HEAF, and local, payroll, and a grant. $7,500 would be spent on one-time purchases, with an expected $22,500 reoccurring yearly cost. The bulk of the funding would go towards staff stipends and a one-time investment in collection development. The remainder of the budget would cover additional subscriptions to journals and databases, subscriptions to adaptive technology resources, hardware purchases, marketing materials, and refreshments for events. The library believes, with the university's support, that this is a sustainable budget for a very worthwhile program. The projected budget for Year 2 of the program may be subject to adjustment as Year 1 progresses.
The UTSA Intercultural Library Program, LIP, and the Office of Information Technology Connect, OITC, working together to create a plan to better enhance the technological function of LIP overall through the use of the Kurzweil software. The plan entails various actions. First, an installation of software, which happened October 2017, followed by significant amount of tests and collaborations for the system itself. A 3-month equipment inventory of effective software evaluation, expecting a 12-month technological support and security review by the fall of 2018. Trolling and cyberbullying will not be accepted nor tolerated. Through the use of professional official moderators and administrators, this significant team of collaborators will review the Kurzweil software and delete anything unacceptable, people and/or comments. The participants will be given opportunity to fill out documentation and evaluate the software to better enhance the program.
The Library Intercultural Program is scheduled to start in the fall semester of 2018. Looking forward into the future of the program, the most important maintenance aspect will be evaluation procedures and the development of future goals. UTSA currently has several international student associations on campus as well as an international student orientation that takes place a week before every semester begins. We plan to use these resources and the John Peace Library webpage to recruit students for the Library Intercultural Program. We will promote this program by advertising on the library's website and social media, distributing informational pamphlets about the program at the international student events, and through discussion at the Breaking Barriers meet and greet. The project manager and liaison will collaborate with the instructors every month to report the progress of the international students in the Library Intercultural Program and to determine if the program is benefiting the students involved. The assistant manager will run monthly reports showing what activities were provided for that month and how many attended, and how many students made use of the new adaptive software program. In the final weeks of each college semester, the students will be asked to complete an online survey about the program, covering their likes and dislikes and what part of the program that worked best for them. The Library Intercultural Program staff will hold an evaluation meeting at the end of each semester, during which the staff will complete evaluation surveys on the Library Intercultural Program and discuss the international student surveys as well. They will also discuss if the program is meeting the needs of the international students, examine the statistical analysis of the program, and consider what, if any, strategic changes need to be made. The project manager and liaison will also research possible hardware and software upgrades and updates to implement into the Library Intercultural Program. They will also establish contacts with the area technical reps to help keep abreast of the new technology as it evolves. All program staff will be required to complete a 4-hour workshop at the beginning of each new school year to catch up on current trends and updated technology for the program. This workshop will be held in 2 separate sessions on 2 different days, so that the first 50% of the project staff can attend the first workshop and the rest can attend the second workshop.
This presentation on the Library Intercultural Program was a learning experience for all of us. We learned to invite everyone to the meetings. Oops. We also learned not to rely on just one type of technology and try different methods to make things work. For example, Google Hangouts did not end up working for everyone, so we tried Blackboard Collaborate instead. But Blackboard Collaborate has issues with too many people trying to use it at once, and would only let 3 people talk at the same time. We learned a lot about the pros and cons of different synchronous online communication methods. We learned that different team members have different qualities of internet connection too, and to be patient with each other. We learned to make good use of team member strengths and to make the project more efficient. We also learned to coordinate terminology and citation style. We also learned that it takes a lot of work to stay on task when we are all busy with different schedules.
Our group started with regular meetings twice a week organized by Beatrice. Then Beatrice made a thread in our group Blackboard forum for each section of the project so we could communicate asynchronously. I made a timeline and then assigned sections to different team members and sent out updates periodically with reminders. Near the end of the project, I made a checklist of all the pieces of the project that needed to be finalized and kept it updated daily in the forum. Christine kept track of editing duties, working one-on-one with everyone to finalize each section and then combine everything into our final project documentation. We stayed on task for the most part, although there were unexpected re-edits and other delays along the way.
Our references are available in brief here, but please see the project documentation for a full list of references and our appendices. Thank you for joining us.